Hi, welcome to the video. Today we are gonna see about the mystery that lies behind the temple named Brihadeeshwarar Temple, also called as Tanjai Kovil. Yes, before 1000 years, how is it possible to place that single 80,000 kilogram granite stone at the height of 200 feet, which is nearly equals to lifting up 80 elephants without even using any modern machineries? In fact, at the radius of 50 kilometers around the temple, there aren't any granite mountains. Then how it would be possible? The mystery remains. Tanjore Brihadeeshwarar Temple. One can't skip this interesting topic when it comes to the history and the great emperor Rajaraja Cholan who ruled at this age. It is said that this temple, which is built by one of the greatest emperors Rajaraja Cholan, is cursed, and still it has been believed by many people all over the world. You would ask me, what is the curse? The curse is simple that if one who is in power, like ministers or kings, will be either dethroned or they will be thrown to a situation that even the person will get killed. It is said that this curse remains from the time that the end of this temple's construction is nearing. One can see in history that in 1984, both the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, M.G. Ramachandran, and Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi has visited this temple. Once after this event in 1984, the Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was shot down to death by her own bodyguards, and the Chief Minister passes away due to kidney failure in the next 3 years. Isn't it shocking? If no, in 2010, this temple's 1000th year construction festival was celebrated, which was conducted by the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Dr. K. Karunanidhi. This festival was conducted in a grandeur way. So as to visit this delightful moment, the Chief Minister entered the temple through the back entrance, believing that he could escape from the curse. But unfortunately, he hasn't won any elections that took place after this event until death. Is this curse real? If you ask me this, I would say that I have no idea. But there are two oral histories that are believed by the people from then. That is what we are going to discuss in this video. It's your decision about believing it or not that makes the content more interesting. Firstly, Rajaraja Cholan's lifestyle and working are well recorded and written on the stone carvings. Unlike other kings, his complete life history is well documented, but his death still remains mysterious. The document of this king remains very clear that he has taken down different regions through sea. His document was very clear, even the minute things were documented, but still his death remains a mystery. This becomes the reason behind these stories. Raja Rajeshwaram, later named as Brihadeeshwarar Temple. Before 1000 years, the idea of building it was given by the king's master named Karuvurar, who is the godfather of Rajaraja Cholan. He who has given this plan, saying that this remains forever. As by his sayings, even from the Stone Age to the age of software, the temple remains unshaken, and the fame of Rajaraja Cholan still remains. Basically, this temple was constructed from the tax collected from the regions that the king has conquered. During this construction, there were so many arguments arised between the king and his master regarding generations and maintenance, because this temple is set for its architectural wonders. The greatest achievement in constructing this whole temple just in 7 years, with the tower constructed by using the interlocking method. Moreover, the holes on the tower leads the sunlight directly on the idol. At the end, a problem arises that on which basis the opening ceremony has to take place, by the Tamil Siddhas or the Sanskrit Vedas. Even though the king's master is a Tamil saint, the king ordered that both Tamil and Sanskrit has to be present during the festival. Not liking the decision of the king, his master Karuvurar has cursed this temple. Like, a person who is in power and steps in this temple will be dethroned, or will be killed, or will meet the death after few days. This was the curse given by his master. After few days, the king Rajaraja Choran dies inside the temple without having any proof of accidents. This made the people to completely hate this temple and believe that this has happened due to the curse of Karura. So as to recover from this grief, the king's son Rajendra Cholan has tried to construct a much bigger temple than his father, for which he named Gangaikonda Cholapuram, but it still remains unmatched with Brihadeeshwarar temple. Now, coming to the second story, which is more interesting with full of revenge and backstories. The thing is, when Cholas tried to conquer Chera's region and Pandya's region, there is a Sri Lankan king, Mahinda, who opposed Rajaraja Cholan and supported Cheras and Pandyas in the battle against the Cholas, thinking that Rajaraja Cholan couldn't conquer Mahinda's region, which is Sri Lanka, for which he has to cross the entire sea for the battle. Regardless of the sea, Rajaraja Cholan, after conquering Cheras and Pandyas, he marched towards Sri Lanka all through the sea and captured Mahindra's region. Rajaraja Cholan military was so strong that the enemies would surrender and kneel before him, even before the battle or even on hearing his arrival. Mahinda, angry on Rajaraja Cholan, sent one of his country's women to Chora's region. This woman, as the days goes by, gained trust of Rajaraja Cholan. It is said that this woman pushed the king and killed him when he was inspecting the temple's tower all by himself. Unaccepting the kind of death of this great king, his son Rajendra Cholan hasn't documented the end part of his life. One thing that is common on both the stories is that the king is dead when he is in the temple. For this reason, people believe that this temple remains cursed, and still ministers and presidents aren't ready to step in. Thus, the mysterious belief continues. Please leave a comment on which story you believe, and don't forget to click the like and subscribe button.